Have you ever stopped to wonder if the Lakers' entire championship roadmap could change with a single name, and not just any name, but one that has been quietly hovering in the background, waiting for the right moment to step into the spotlight? What if the next big move isn't a blockbuster trade that drains our assets, or a headline-grabbing superstar switch, but something so calculated, so perfectly timed, that it costs almost nothing and still changes everything? Could the missing piece for a title run be hiding in plain sight, wearing the jersey of a team already preparing to hit the reset button? Could we be on the verge of seeing the purple and gold add a proven double-double machine to its arsenal, without sacrificing a single draft pick? What's up, Lakers fans? This is Lakers News Fan Report, the one place where we break down every whisper, every rumor, and every strategic hint from the front office to bring you closer to the truth. Smash that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Today, we're digging into a rumor that has the potential to send shockwaves through the Western Conference, not because it's flashy, but because it's exactly the type of under-the-radar move that wins championships. The name in question, well, let's not rush it. Let's build this the way the Lakers front office might be building it, quietly, carefully, and with a sense of patience that could turn into an absolute steal. Reports suggest the Lakers are keeping their eyes fixed on the big man market even after landing Adri Ayton in free agency and locking in Jackson Hayes. The addition of Ayton was a statement: athleticism, youth, and rebounding power at the 5. Hayes, a depth piece who still has to earn trust in the postseason, but according to inside whispers, the Lakers aren't done yet. They're monitoring situations that could turn into golden opportunities, and one name keeps circling back into the conversation. This player is on an expiring contract, tied to a team that has already started dismantling its core. His production hasn't dipped despite age creeping in over 17 points per game, more than 10 rebounds, and an eye-catching 40% from 3 on solid volume last season. That combination of size, rebounding, and floor spacing doesn't come around often, especially in a package that could be acquired for nothing more than a veteran minimum deal if the timing is right. And here's where the speculation kicks in. Could the Lakers actually land this guy without giving up a single rotation player or a future pick? Some insiders believe that the stars might just align. The Bulls have already parted ways with DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine, and signs point toward a full rebuild. If they fully commit to that path, the veteran center could become a buyout candidate either after the trade deadline or, in the dream scenario, even earlier. If waived, the Lakers could swoop in and sign him for the minimum, slotting him into a role that perfectly complements Ayton while offering skills Hayes simply doesn't bring. And let's be clear, this isn't just about depth. Head coach J.J. Redick's early preferences suggest he values spacing and offensive flexibility above all. Hayes struggled to see the floor in last year's playoffs for exactly that reason. He's athletic, but not a threat from the perimeter. This potential addition, on the other hand, can post up, facilitate from the elbows, and knock down threes. In a league where spacing is currency, he's the kind of big who forces defenses to make uncomfortable choices, collapse inside, and watch him kick it out to an open shooter, or stay home on the perimeter and let him work inside. Think about the matchups in a potential playoff run against drop coverage. This big man can pull opposing centers out of the paint, creating driving lanes for LeBron and D'Angelo Russell. Against switch-heavy defenses, he can punish smaller players in the post. His passing vision makes him more than just a scorer. He can be the hub of second-unit offense, something the Lakers sorely lacked last season when the bench ranked near the bottom of the league in scoring. Now imagine the ripple effect, with Ayton starting and bringing his defensive presence. This veteran comes in with the second unit and gives you a completely different look: slower pace, more deliberate offense, spacing that forces bench defenders into bad positions. It's the kind of one to punch at center that can wear opponents down over a 7-game series. Of course, there's a catch. For this to happen, Chicago has to go all in on a tank, and that's never a sure thing until the front office makes the call. Right now, they might try to keep the veteran around as a steadying presence or hope to get something back for him in a trade, but with his contract set to expire and the Bulls clearly shifting their priorities, a buyout remains a realistic possibility, especially if they're out of contention by the deadline. The Lakers' role in this is simple: wait, watch, and be ready to pounce. Rob Pelinka has already shown this offseason that he's targeting affordable veterans who fill specific gaps. They've used their main exceptions, which means they're down to minimum deals. That limits the pool of available talent, but if this big man hits the market, the fit is almost a perfect to ignore. Fans are already split. Some say the Lakers should stick with what they have, develop continuity, and avoid making changes mid-season. Others believe that championship teams are built on constant improvement, and when a chance like this comes along, you grab it. The upside is obvious: more shooting, more rebounding, more size against elite front courts like Denver's. The downside, limited, considering the cost would be negligible if he's a buyout. Could this mean the Lakers are preparing for something bigger than we think? Is it possible that Pelinka is keeping a roster spot and a small slice of cap flexibility open specifically for this move? Fans are wondering if this could be the beginning of a deliberate plan to load up for the playoffs, targeting specific matchups and countering them before they even happen. Personally, I think it's one of those moves that looks minor on paper, but could pay huge dividends in April and May. A player like this doesn't need 35 minutes a night to change a game. He can swing a quarter, tilt a matchup, and give your stars the rest they need while still producing at a high level. And the fact that he's still knocking down threes at a 40% clip tells me he's aging into a style that will keep him effective even as his athleticism declines. The real question is, how patient can the Lakers afford to be if the Bulls drag this out until after the deadline? Do you risk waiting and possibly missing out if another team snatches him up? Or do you try to make a low-cost trade earlier, sacrificing a minor piece now to lock him in for the stretch run? That's the kind of gamble that separates aggressive contenders from the rest of the pack. But what do you think about all of this? Personally, as a Lakers supporter, I believe the front office would be crazy not to monitor this situation closely. It's exactly the kind of high IQ, low-cost addition that can push a team from good to dangerous when it matters most. I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below. Your pulse is pounding like a fourth-quarter drum good, because we're about to drop the next bombshell that could fracture the very foundation of this purple and gold empire and launch us into a frenzy no Showtime era highlight reel could ever capture. Picture this: the gladiator arena that is the Western Conference is shaking beneath our feet. The shadow of championships past casting long, relentless silhouettes over every decision in the Lakers' war room, because now it's not just about stacking talent, it's about rewriting the very DNA of this franchise that once danced with Shaq's thunder and Kobe's fiery poetry and survived the hollow heartbreak of that bubble season when destiny slipped through our fingers like smoke. The LeBron era, yes, that LeBron, our king who arrived like a seismic force promising a new dawn, finds himself at a crossroads, edged in electric tension. Because bringing in a double-double dynamo like Nikola Vucevic isn't just a move, it's a seismic gamble on legacy, on rewriting history with every thunderous board and clutch mid-range jab step that could either crown us once again or shatter the locker room harmony into 1,000 sharp, jagged pieces. Remember the last time this franchise looked at a veteran big man? The last time a new giant tried to walk the hallowed halls, it was a gamble. AD's grit, still raw from bouncing back from injury, still adjusting to new allies, now faces the ultimate test. Can this core coalesce under new stars? Or will egos ignite like dry brush in the summer winds of so-called contenders lurking in the West? Meanwhile, the whispers from the Bulls, the seismic shifts in Chicago's skyline building a new order, it all points to something closer, something bigger, one of the game's most versatile big men available on a silver platter, ready to explode onto the Lakers stage with nothing but pure purple and gold hunger coursing through his veins. But here's where the real heat kicks in now. Imagine the ripple effect across the league. Denver, those mile-high marauders with a ruthless hunger that's only grown sharper since Jokic's ascent, waiting to pounce the moment the Lakers expose a soft underbelly. Phoenix, led by Booker and the relentless energy of a Devin with something to prove, circling, watching for any slip in chemistry. The Clippers, still scrambling for identity post-Kawhi and Paul George's injuries, could swoop in like vultures if the Lakers falter. And the Warriors, ever the shadows of greatness with that old Splash Brothers magic, poised to exploit every weakness with surgical precision. You can almost taste that electric tension in purple and gold veins like a coiled spring ready to snap, pounding against the constraints of cap space, trade clauses, and the unforgiving NBA calendar. This is no ordinary offseason shuffle. This is a seismic struggle for the soul of the franchise. But what if the biggest what if that keeps every Lakers fan awake, that Vucevic's arrival sets off a chain reaction so volatile it tears through the team's delicate ecosystem. What if the old guard resents the newcomer's shine, fracturing relationships we depended on to survive the brutal grind? What if AD, the cornerstone, resents any threat to his dominance inside, forcing a recalibration in how the Lakers define team first? What if, in this high-stakes chess match, Bronny's emerging pro-level instincts, sharpening under the wings of his father's legacy, see through the curtains and demand a louder role, injecting fresh but unpredictable energy into a team that's trying to piece together a new identity? The city's neon glare flickers beyond the staple center walls, illuminating the storm brewing inside this franchise. Because when you combine the ghosts of Showtime's dazzling past with a present star-studded core that feels every pixel of pressure from fans and media alike, what you get is a combustible mix that can ignite into championship fire or implode spectacularly under the weight of impossibly high expectations. But Lakers Nation, the driving force is clear. To rewrite the story from the ashes of lost finals and bubble heartbreaks, you need more than fate. You need boldness, you need guts, and you need a cast that's ready to die on the hardwood for that banner. So when the clock ticks down and that expiring contract turns free agency into an all-out auction, the Lakers must snap faster than a LeBron fast break, leap higher than AD's pivot, and think smarter than Redick's next spacing scheme. Because the next move isn't just about winning games, it's about reclaiming the throne from the jaws of rising empires. But what if the Bulls call the bluff? Hold on to Vucevic just to watch him wilt under their tanking regime, forcing us into desperate trade talks that cost us the future. Our fan base fights for every game. What if the chemistry never clicks and this doesn't cement contention but throws the Lakers into chaos? Another season of frustration that pisses off a city whose patience for rebuilds wore thin after the glory days. What if, just what if, this moment, the one that could birth legends or dismantle hopes, is snatched away by a rival? Before we can blink, as a Laker till I draw my last breath, here's the storm I swear is coming. Now you tell me what's tearing at your gut, because trust me, this saga has only just ignited.